explain. So, but just to give you an orientation, I think I'm here to talk about I'm here to talk about the navigation and search tips, and also I will include some information about playlists and collections. So these are just so that you feel more comfortable on the portal and you spend more time on it. So this is an important thing. So if you, and I did this before we changed the homepage. So when you go to the ECLAP homepage, this is the address eclap.eu. Now your version will look a little different than mine because I made it a few days ago. But what's important for the presentation is that you see the navigation menus across the top on the side, and on the right side you see these content blocks. At these content blocks you can actually change according to your wishes. So you have your we call this like a dashboard, which will help you go where you want to go. And then we have the sidebar, which help you to fine-tune your experience on the portal. So does everybody have a login here for, I believe so, because you registered, right? So if you go into your login under profile, edit my profile, and down at the bottom you can see these configuration blocks, and this is the area where you can tick which blocks you see on the site. And this is useful because I find that there are too many for my purposes most of the time, so I just turn them off when I don't care to use them all the time. But you can also open and close them. But I wanted just to point that out so that people know that that's an option. I think that when you're using ECLAP, there are probably 3 modes. One is when you are just kind of browsing to see what's there, what's new, what's interesting, just kind of like you would go surfing on the internet. And then there's an option where you can be more specifically searching for material that you need for your research and whatever. And then there is the option where you're possibly putting content online or enriching the content that is there. So they would say those are 3 areas that we're going to address today. If you look at the content configuration blocks, this is the first. Let me see. Let me go back. So here we have the content configuration block and the area featured. And this is what we translated in Slovenian as zbrane. So this is the same as on Wikipedia. You have the featured article. These are content that the content providers themselves have decided they want to highlight and show users on the portal. And this, every time you go to this page, it's giving you random selection of those. But you can always scroll through that list at the bottom. So there, each partner has the possibility to put, it's 10, yes? 10 featured at a time. But I noticed that sometimes they stay in the queue for a while. So, you can also see that we have from museum, for example, some of our own featured material. This is something that I'm constantly updating and kind of trying to tune with what's happening here in Slovenia, or if we have new content that's on the portal, I try to highlight the newest things that we have. So the other area, the other kind of selection is popular. So this is, in the whole history of the portal, the most popular content, the most hits that each content has ever had. So, and it's listed in descending order. So the one with the most hits you'll see is the ECLAP best practice user manual, which is a good sign. These are people are trying to figure out how to use it. And this is a document that you can also download. If you go down below, you have the possibility, we'll close these. we go to where we have actions. I'm using Piero's login, so I'm gonna check it out everyone's.
Yeah, you can close.
But it's not closing it.
You don't need to update it. No, not that one.
Yeah, but it's not closing.
Yeah, sorry, but
yeah, it's not closing.
No.
Froze.
Forget it. Oh, it's closed. Because it's the Acrobat is a problem in the Acrobat. Yeah.
So in the meantime, I'll just tell you about popular in the period and what is the difference between the two.
The problem is with the Acrobat player. Sorry.
So popular is in the whole history of the portal, and popular in the period is in a recent period of time. What is, if you're a tweeter on Twitter, you might say what is trending right now. What are the content that people in these days are finding most interesting? Yeah. What is the period of time, Piero, for popular in the period?
It's based on the last 1,500 actions.
The last 1,500 actions. So this is not necessarily a time frame, is it?
Yeah.
So I'm going to log out and log back in as myself. The other thing that's good to know is that we have Italian.
Yeah, the keyboard is
if you lose your password, this system also allows you to send an email and request a new password, which is useful to know because if you're like me, you have your password for the site in your computer and you don't think about it, but then every once in a while you get booted out and you forget, and it's good. I'm not going to record it. But it's good to know that there is the possibility that the system will allow you to do that. And I say this from experience, having answered calls in the last week. How do I register? I forgot my password. So it's good to know that.
Cable. The cable is not.
Okay. So we talked about popular in the period, and last posted is where you can find out what is the most recent content that has come online, and then top rated is what users have said they like the most. And I want to qualify this a little bit, because even though something is top rated with 5 stars, it's important also to see how many hits it has. So this is, you should take that rating in stride a little bit. Okay, so when we have, this is the kind of browsing mode. That's one way that we can do it. We can also browse and say, aha, what are the groups on ECLAP? Who has content on ECLAP and what are they doing? And you can go, for example, to the Barcelona ITB, and you can look at their web page. Each group has a web page where they talk about their content, and they have embedded and links to content on the portal, which is something that you can also do. If you find something on the portal, you can share it, and Attila will explain that more later. But what I want to show you is here you can come to Objects, this tab, and you can also see the content of a particular group in its totality. And this again is listed according to when the material was uploaded. So the first uploaded material, and then the last is always, the most recent is at the end. So there you have groups is a way to look. You have this content block you can look for if you're just browsing. You can also look and see what are the content of my colleagues. For example, someone who's as you start to become a user, you will connect to other users and you can see what they're putting up online. So these are rating my colleagues. I have mostly ECLAP partners and also other local people as my colleagues. And it's always based on the same model. You can also check out the keyword cloud and the query cloud. What is the difference? Keyword cloud is based on the information that you see in the metadata in the metadata field called subject. And this is all when the partners are uploading their content, they are putting in this information. Query Cloud is telling us what are the most popular searches that people have done on the portal. And of course, you're familiar with this logic that the most frequently appearing appears larger in this list. So here we have Shakespeare. We'll look at the biggest. They also, we're waiting that I'll just show you, we also have classification, which is where we are looking at the taxonomy of the material on the portal. So we have genres, so whether it's biography or tragedy, historical periods, management and organization, movement and styles, performing arts, and professionals. So if you want to see, if you want to hone in on what related to, what do we have that's related to costume designers, it's here. I want to mention that this list, this taxonomy, is incomplete at the moment because I think not all partners have filled in the metadata in this area. So if you are looking for something and you don't find it there, don't fear, because I'm going to show you some other ways how you can find what you're looking for. So we've gone from taking a query, a keyword cloud, so we took Shakespeare, and now when we click that, we have our search results, and we have on the right side a new content block based on, it's called search filter. And this is really important feature of ECLAP because it allows you to facet your search results. So you can funnel down what you have found to find something more important to what you need. So help me out. I'll tell you what the options are and you guys can help me maybe choose. We can look at images or videos of Shakespeare. Which would you choose? Here we have all the formats online. 3D? Well, that doesn't give us so many options. But we'll see what's there. So these are VRMO models of Shakespeare. Oh, this is really interesting. I'm gonna say let's choose video, just because there's a nice large number that we can hone down. Oh, doesn't matter. Then we can choose type. Why is there a format and type? This is maybe confusing, and you'll see it also when you're searching up here in the regular search. You can search on types of documents, so videos, images, PDF. Or you can search on the format. So the format is more related to the extension. So if you're looking for a doc file, a PDF, a JPEG, these kind of things are classified into those areas under format. You can also search for a collection and a playlist, which we'll talk about a little later. Group, we can look at who is posting information about Shakespeare on the portal. So we have a lot coming from UniRoma and a lot coming also from the University of Glasgow. They basically have the entire Designing Shakespeare collection at the University of Glasgow. Our partner from there couldn't join us for the meeting, but I'll just highlight a little bit what they're doing. And we can look and say, we're looking at video. I want to just look at the short videos under 4 minutes. So I clicked under duration. I can also look at what is the original metadata language. And this is useful because sometimes if you're searching for things, we had an example yesterday that someone wanted to search for sketches from Dario Fo. But they are listed in Italian metadata. And so if you look for sketches, you won't necessarily find them because online they're listed as Bozetto and Bozetti. So. Also, we can look by creator. I want to say something about the field creator because for most purposes we're using the DC, the Dublin Core metadata system, and that's relating the creator of the file, the object that is online, not the creator of the work. Yeah, and sometimes that can be confusing for people because they say, I want to look for the performance by Dragan Živedino, and I can't find it anywhere. And I'll show you when we go into search mode how to do that. So now we're just browsing, kind of streamlining into using the search filter, faceting. And here we're watching one video. So, are there any questions so far? It's okay, we don't need the sound. All right. All right, so we've done browsing. We know the ways for going through the content mode, going through groups, going through queries, and going through keywords, also through classification. Now I want to maybe search for something more particular to my needs. So I want to look for anything about Europe online. Yeah? And here I have the possibility to deep search, which is going to look in all of the fields of the metadata and search, and I'll look across the whole portal. Here it's giving me the options what's on Europeana. You can also close this for your needs. And again, this is what I find useful is this number up here, 5,347. So you kind of get an idea how big is the search results that you found, and then that's when you can start to streamline using the faceting. Yeah? So let me just see if Museum Institute has anything related to Europe. So because we did a deep search, that means that anytime the word Europe appears in the metadata anywhere, it's going to bring up the object. If I didn't click deep search, I would get a smaller section because it would only be looking for the title Europe in the object. Yeah. So now we're going to go in a little bit to talk about metadata. And for ECLAP, we've used Dublin Core, which is one of the modes of classifying the information. I know they also use it at Nuke and on dlib, so you'll find similarities. But we've extended it and used also the Dublin Core terms. And then for our purposes, we have created let me find a better example. here I don't have the performing arts. So we have an option of performing arts metadata as well. Each of these metadata sections you can close and open as you need. You can always find out who posted it under group. You can you can link to the content here at the content URL. So you can paste the link somewhere else. Here you start to find out who is the publisher of the object and what are the IPR rights and information. Sometimes you might come to an object online where you don't have the rights to view it, and it may merely be because you're not a member of the group that has posted it. So you can send a request to that group, and if you get the no answer, it will tell you. It'll give you a link to go to that group. Okay, so I'm going to go back to my okay, I'm going to go into the advanced search, and I want to find out here I can search on all of the DC terms, the DC metadata, the DC terms, the technical, and the performing arts metadata. So here you see the whole list of performing arts metadata, and this is where we have director, choreographer. Also, we can keep track of the performance date, the first performance date, and the first performance location, which is really useful. Say you're researching what has premiered at SNG Drama, for example. You can do that by filtering through here. But first, I would like to just show if I wanted to look at the group. Sorry. And then I can add other fields here, and I can just keep adding different ones, but I will put here that we have the group contains museum, and the publisher contains Hana. Because I want to say, I'm looking for what is from Hana's Atelier for Sonorichny Arts. Oops, and I don't find it. So, it should work. Sometimes we get behavior not exactly what we are expecting. So instead, that's an example. When you search for maybe too many parameters and you don't find what you're looking for, I went back and simplified the search, and then I found it. So I searched only for what's from Hana's Atelier, and I just want to show what is under the performing arts metadata. So we have the whole list of everyone involved in the performance, and this is going to allow us, as the portal continues to develop, you can do entire searches. You can start to collect your own meaningful packets of content on the portal. Does anyone have any questions so far about different search techniques, browsing, metadata options, following? Is it boring? Is it too easy? Because I want to make it really basic, because I think that if you don't understand this first level, then it's harder to go forward. So. Okay, so are we ready to keep moving on? Here you find when you click on an image, you have actions that you can do with it. Yeah? So here I can add annotations, which we'll talk about later. I can recommend it. Attila will explain later. If I wanted to edit the metadata, and maybe this is only for, but everyone can do, but it has to be only for the, but if you are, say you become an affiliated partner and you want to, you have ingested lots of your content and you need to come into the metadata to change. Sometimes we find that we forgot zhs and chs and shs, shumniki. So maybe I would have to change that. And here is where I can update all of that data, or I can also add the taxonomy information and get it into the right historical period so that it comes up in the taxonomy list, in the classifications. So I would like to say that for the museum metadata, the taxonomy is a part that we're working on, and we are in the process of updating that. So our taxonomy is weak, but our performing arts metadata is more complete maybe than others. Each partner is working in a different way to put their collections online, and they have different information available. So I can also mark this as my favorite. Yeah? So I marked it as my favorite, and I can tag it. I can write my own reference to it. So I could say Jordi, because I know this is a performance that Jordi was in, and maybe I'm looking just for him, and I want to then later find my tags. And I can say this is, I give it my vote. And I can, over here in the actions, also download it for PC, view it. I can, if I'm on a, no, this is all my options. So when I've marked things as favorites, I can go and look at them later under my favorites. So this is under the content navigation. And you can see other things that I've marked as favorites. There's another thing that you can do, and that is to make a playlist. So if you have information that you would like to put into a collection, into a group, and maybe you're making a presentation and you want to play it all, you can gather many things. So I asked my colleague Lotte to send me some links to her favorite material, and I've made just a short playlist through them. If I've published it, can I play it still or not, the whole thing? If I haven't published it? No, okay. So this, I can do it. So here I'm playing each data individually. I'm going to close some of these windows so I have a better view on what my task is. So this right column allows you to be really flexible and adapted to your needs and tasks at the time. So here we see all the content that I've gathered into my playlist. And I did that by going onto the content and I clicked add to playlist. So this is how I got there. And I'm just going to scroll through it. Just that you see there's a few videos, and here when we're working with videos in playlists, I have the possibility to set the selection start and end. And I've done this already, and you can see because I have time code here. And I've used the same video twice in different parts of the video. The only one that I haven't set yet is this one on from Emio Greco. So I'll go ahead and just do there it goes. Okay. So I just grab that, and now you can see I have time code over here. All right, so now I want to be able to save this so that when I'm in a presentation I will play it all together. When I have images, I can also set the timing on them. And I'm going to just quickly show you the basics of uploading a playlist. So let's say Lotta's favorites. Say so I'm putting in some of the details of the mandatory metadata fields. These are marked with an asterisk, so I put the title, the creator is me, because I'm making the playlist, a short description, and some of the subjects. Actually, Piero likes it that I put not commas here, but that I would put a plus, and for each unique subject field, make a new. Yes? Okay. Then, and I'm going to leave these other fields blank for now because they're not so important to my needs. But I'm going to just put this on a test. Here I could also even mark the taxonomy for this playlist if I wanted. If I were doing something more official, I would go and do that. I'll put it just now for under museum. And here you don't need to put any IPR model for a playlist because all of the content itself has IPR, so it will just carry through. And I'm just actually putting a collection, my own interesting assortment to play online. So now I will upload it. What happened? This can happen. What did I?
Yeah, it did the process.
I did it. It's fine. That's here. I have your request has been accepted successfully. Okay. So, where is my playlist? I can go find it by going to Content My Playlist. Oh, it didn't do it. No, it didn't. Okay. Back to square one. Now I've lost it. No? Have I? No.
Try to see the last code.
Maybe it's in production.
It is still in production.
Okay, that means that it's still in production and it hasn't gone into the whole system as a. So could I find it?
Try to return back in your playlist again. In the list of your playlist.
Okay.
In the
My playlist.
My playlist.
Okay, we're gonna leave that. We'll save that as a surprise at the end. Because I want now to talk about the collection. Yeah? And what is the difference between a playlist and a collection? Anybody have a sense what it might be? Anybody want to take a guess? The difference between a playlist and a collection. Pretty much. Maybe you know. No, it's okay. No worries. Playlist is when we basically tells us we want to play something. So we have a collection of videos, we have some images, and we want to put them together into a streaming content, basically something that will be played consecutively. And we have the option of timing each thing that gets played, putting how much time. Like I said, the time code is here. Here we have how many seconds the image appears. Here the default is 5 seconds, but we can go less. We can it automatically increases by 5 seconds each time you click the button. Yeah? So the minimum is 5. Otherwise, you wouldn't show it. That's our playlist. A collection is when we want to have more things that are all grouped together, but we will determine manually how we play them, or we will also determine we just want them to play in their entirety all the way through. So here I've made just a collection of some museum highlights. I've added these. I've gone to the image and I added it to personal collection. Okay, but before I could do that, I actually had to go down here to new collection. Yeah? So if you click new collection, type in the collection name, and you need to be aware because that name is difficult to change afterwards. So choose the name wisely because it will stick. Yeah? And once you make a collection or playlist, they cannot be deleted or modified. So it is something it has a certain lightness and flexibility on one hand, but on the other hand, it's there for good. So you have to combine your interests there. I've already put several things from up above into my collection of favorites. And what I was doing is I selected the content, added it now to my personal collection. Now I have the list. Now I'm trying to decide how do I want this content to play and in what order, because this is maybe I wanted to tell a story. This is maybe important if you have scenes from a performance and you want them to be in the collection in the order from the performance. So you would spend some time here adjusting that you had the right order. And you can do that by grabbing this little up-down arrow, and I just move the pieces very easily. You can also decide that I don't want something and I can delete it. So I have something here twice, so I'll delete that with an X. Now when I want to put the things into my collection and publish it, then I need to select them. And the order that they appear here is the order that they will go into my personal collection. So I'm selecting them to do it one at a time. And then I go down here to the plus of my unpublished personal collections. I have my collection of favorites, and I will add resources. Okay, so notice I already have two things inside. I'm going to add all these other ones anyway. Okay, and you'll notice that the two that I had at the beginning are still at the beginning, and everything else from above got added below. And the things are still here in this kind of, we would say, like a holding tank somehow. Like they're set on the shelf, and I can still work with them. I can put them in other collections, or I can delete them all. Again, with the X. But now I'm interested in publishing my collection. But first, I don't want these two that I had from before, so I can delete them. So at this stage, you still have the option to delete things from the collection. I could still add things, but they would appear at the bottom, and I wouldn't be able to change the order of the collection here. Okay, so now I think I'm ready to publish it, and I do that with this little button here, Publish Collection. I see Piero and Paolo making lots of notes. I think they're not used to other people giving tutorials. Oh, that's something else. So here I have the title that I had entered before, and I cannot change it. Yeah? So it's so I said to use that wisely. I will put my name here. And I will put, for the moment I have a lot of times when I'm using the subject field, I keep it still very general, with the intention that we will specify this more later. But I will put contemporary dance and contemporary performer, or contemporary theater. So whatever I put there is going to be added to the keywords clouds. Yeah? And if there are enough contemporary dance, then that will be over here. It will show up in this part. So again, I'm going to make this a test. And I'm going to just put us in the right century. I can also add that it's coming from dance, because I don't have the option yet for contemporary dance, which is a frustration of mine, but okay. We're waiting for this. For now, like I said, I keep this more general. Also, because I have a collection, I would have to specify about each thing if they're a very diverse collection. And again, I won't put an IPR model, and now I'll upload it. So it's been accepted. Now I'm going to go back and check and see if my playlist has come up on the queue yet. Ah, look, here it is. So I can go to my playlist of Lotte's favorites. She did switch back from full screen. Let's stay. So if you had, you could actually do a playlist where you were comparing a particular scene in Macbeth that you found from different providers online. You could just show that scene. You are a student, you want to study, how did other actors do it? You can make a playlist like this and just rehearse it at home, have it in mind, use it as a study. Here I was trying to make a funny little story with these excerpts, but I was doing this in the meeting yesterday as well. So. And like I said, these are some of the favorites that Lotte said that she likes from the collection of Sound and Vision from Amsterdam. And I want to thank her for sharing this. This one is from UVA, from the University of Amsterdam. Yeah, I know. This one I'm saying is from University of Amsterdam. And it's, I wanted to remark that they are putting the entire Emil Greco, the video catalog of Emil Greco online, which is not the entire. Oh, this is really super. Yeah, nice. So that's something to look forward to online. So that was the playback of a playlist, and now I'm gonna go find my collection. Collection of favorites, and here you can see other collections that I've made, and you see that one has an image already. I'm going to show you how to add an image there. And here I have to manually click on each item I want to see. So, but at least I have all the things in one area, and I can scroll. And two important things. Here we have collect the metadata for the collection, and also each unique item will have the metadata window for that item. So it's important to understand, if you want to share the collection with somebody, you want to make sure that you get the link to the collection, which is in this collection metadata, as opposed to just a link from one individual file. So just one last thing. If I want to, for my collection, I want to edit collection. Okay, here we go. Collection actions, sorry, and I can edit the metadata. It will open the metadata editor. And here, I don't. I want to edit the object. I'm sorry. I got ahead of myself. No, I've lost my collection. Okay. Collection actions. I can edit the object. I can also go and edit other metadata if I like, but I can add an icon to the preview, which makes it more interesting when it comes up in a query. Someone might be more likely to open and look at my collection. So I can, what I could do is save this image. I'll just save it to the desktop. Yes? Sorry. And I upload the image, and then that will be my preview of the collection. Okay. So, what I hope that now you've maybe gone from feeling this way about using metadata and play collections and everything, and maybe you feel more, not this one, where's my, I have a problem here because I can't see all my titles. Doesn't it mouse over the title? It should, huh? There was some Sad Sam here I wanted to show. No. So, any questions? Anything that you have would like to know on this topic before I hand the floor over to Attila? No? Okay. So was it useful? Was it helpful? Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I have a question, but maybe it's more like for programmers. If it's possible to make the playlist and collections editable later, or is that a feature that you do want to?
I think the collection are editable.
Collections are, but
your collection are editable, so you can return to your collection and add more items inside. But what you cannot change is the name, because when you update your collection, you change the name, it's a new one. When you use the same name, the same format name, it's the same one, okay? And update the old one.
That's true. You can add things to the collection, so I can go to my published personal collections and I can add more things.
And do you have experiences
But I can't change the order of it.
For the playlist, this is still not possible.
But you are planning to.
So I can delete and add new resources. So I would do the same thing. I would put them in the queue, select them here, and then publish it, and it would put it through. But again, those things would come at the end of the list, and you wouldn't be able to do it. Okay, so thank you, and Attila will come next.